Live.
Hey, buddy. How's it going? What's happening? What's new?
I don't know how. Like, why the fuck is this not in focus? What changed? Like, what does it think
water
it's
bottle?
focused on? What does it think it's focused on? I don't understand that.
What does it want me to do?
There we go. Jesus.
What,
Oh, there's a
did you get-
person there. Oh, let's
Did you
focus
get
on the
like
person.
some kind of weird camera?
No, it's the same one. I moved my monitor slightly a
Wow.
week ago.
Clearly haven't calibrated it.
We'll see how long this microphone lasts before it just decides magically to stop working at some point.
I was thinking about our conversation about football the other day and how.
Mm.
Did you watch Hard Knocks?
No. Is it worth it?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, yeah, like I haven't watched Hard Knocks in years. It like didn't used to be like the only place you could get that kind of stuff. And now, I don't know, it feels like you can see that anywhere, but you've certainly never seen it for the Steelers. And the way like the production of the show was really good because it was basically about they went back and forth between the Steelers and the Bengals as they prepared to face each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Tomlin was like, they're sitting over there talking about this, this, and this. And they cut to the Bengals and it'd be like, and those guys are talking about blah, blah, blah. And like just to see it all come together, it was pretty cool. And like they
Were they
edited
talking
it
about
well.
the same things that Tomlin
Yeah, well, you know,
said they were
maybe they
talking
used some creative editing, but it seemed like it.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Those are fun. Those are cool shows. I really like
Yeah.
the first one I remember watching was when the Penguins played the Capitals on New Year's Day.
The 24/7 or whatever.
Yeah, I love that.
Hey,
They were
87.
such a fun team,
ready?
man.
Good, because you're starting.
That's right. I know. They got a way to fire the viewer up.
If that got you fired up, wait till you see Tomlin.
Yeah, I
He's like-
bet. I mean, that
yeah.
guy is motivating. That's all he does is motivate.
Mhm. But you also get to see that, like, he's not a dummy, you know? And he's got a special relationship with each player. It's just cool. He seems like a coach that you'd want to play for, you know?
Yeah, that's what everyone says, right? He's like the ultimate player coach.
Yeah, but I think that's that's like a hidden insult
Maybe, I don't know.
because, like, and I guess he's not, I don't really know this shit well enough, but it seems like he fucks up a lot of in-game stuff, time management, timeouts,
Really? Does he?
challenges. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say that that's like where he made a name for himself, is what I mean.
Calling timeouts in the right time.
Yeah. Well,
in
I
your
mean,
opinion?
Bill Simmons said that every team in the NFL should have a kid who plays Madden 23 hours a day and just keep him on the sideline so that he can tell them when to call timeouts and what to challenge and stuff. And it's true.
I will say, I've thought about this. It's funny you bring that up. I feel like I am above average in being able to anticipate when a team will call a timeout.
Yeah, you've said this before.
Have I? Okay.
And it's a really weird thing to it's a really weird skill to have honed.
Yeah.
Oh shit. My night guard
Yes.
broke.
I guess it was working then. You snapped it in half. Jesus. You may have to get one made out of something a little stronger than plastique.
Titanium. Well, that sucks. Those things are not cheap, but I've had that a long time. So probably due for a new one anyway. It's getting a little grody.
Just grab
I
grab an
grind
Under
my
Armour.
teeth.
Just so does everyone. And they always tell you that you got it. And they're like, shut up. No, I don't.
No, man, I've got like 6 or 7 chipped teeth. I really mash them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta wear that thing every night or else I'm gonna burrow through the bottom of my jaw. Look, I'm in the high octane, high stress world of corporate travel software sales. Anyway, so Hard Knocks, definitely check it out. You'll like it.
Okay. I'll watch it.
I think it was the best episode of Hard Knocks ever, but maybe that's just because like you never really see Mike Tomlin in any other context but his Tuesday press conferences where he acts like he's like on Earth for the first time, and you
Yeah,
know
he's
what I
such a
mean?
weirdo sometimes,
Yeah, yeah,
but he's great. Like I like that he
yeah.
does that.
I like that he doesn't give his like true self to anybody but his guys. Like I think that's his
Mhm.
whole plan and why he hates shit like this. But
Right.
it's cool to watch him in his lab. Um, but I was also thinking about like the ridiculousness of that game. Most other
Tell me
sports,
about it.
like rugby, makes sense, right? Soccer makes sense. You watch it and you could see, like, okay, I could see how this game came about. You know,
Oh,
I can
okay. I see.
see like why this is a sport. I can see baseball, a lot of rules, but still makes sense. You go around the bases, everyone else is waiting. Football, like, is really like how the hell did this become the most popular sport in America? It there's like so much specialization and so much setup and so little action. And then you keep score by sevens. I'm sorry, by sixes. And then they give you a really easy thing to do for 1 point. They're like, yeah, just kick it right through there. Go ahead. You want seven. You kick it, you kick it right through there and you've got seven.
Yeah.
Field goals are 3 points to safety. Like, what the fuck? Safety
There's
should
a
be worth
lot
10 points.
of all the sports, there are definitely more ways to score points in football than any other sport.
And
Right.
the values of those scoring methods, I think, are strange, right?
Yeah.
Like
To
six for a touchdown, one for an extra point, three for a field goal, two for a safety. Is there anything else?
well, the extra point being more worth than 1 point would be difficult to follow as a new fan. The
Because then
extra
it would be
point's
extra
worth 4 points?
points.
Extra points?
They scored. Now they're going to get some extra points.
I wish I mean, I totally agree. And I would love I always love when they change rules and because then you get all the old football guys who get all pissed. It's not the way we've done it.
Yeah, this isn't the way the game's
Like
meant to be played.
Bear Bryant didn't play coach football teams that could score by kicking a kickoff through the uprights, which they absolutely should do. Fucking hell. Like make it a half a point and we'll never have a fucking tie game again. If you can
What if
kick
you
the kickoff through the uprights, it's a touchback, but you also get a half a point or a point.
do
I don't
they?
care.
Has that ever happened?
I've seen it happen.
Like I know they're not
It was
trying
in
to, but
college. The guy from Virginia Tech did it. It was like super downwind and he
yeah,
nailed it and it went through and it was awesome. It was like
did
like
everyone
the
go
best.
nuts?
That's the one thing I remember from that game. I don't remember who they played, but I remember witnessing that. I mean, if you can do that, it's a
Did the
super it's
fans
a
go
big
crazy?
advantage. Yeah, it was really we were all like, wow, I think you might be able to do it here. It's blowing 30 miles an hour downwind. Cleared by 6 inches and the crowd went crazy for a fucking kickoff.
I
It was
mean,
fun.
I think that's the thing with the new kickoff rule is that um, they underestimated kickers' ability to just blast it through the end zone, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's not happening.
You mean why there's not more returned
Yeah,
kickoffs?
yeah. Which
So
was the
there's
stated the stated desired outcome of the change.
right. If they want that, they just got to move it back 5 yards or
Yeah,
10 yards, whatever. But like
yeah.
figure that part out. The kickoff has moved it has changed in our lifetimes way more than any other
Yeah, like
thing
4 or 5
in
times.
any sport.
Yeah,
Remember they used to have those big orange tees. The tee height used to be higher. When we were kids, they used to
right.
kick off those orange 3-prong tees
Yeah.
and they dropped them lower because they were kicking them too far.
Is that why?
And
I
then
just thought it was because kickers were plastering their foot on that hunk of plastic.
no,
I mean,
I
they
don't
were
think
pretty
that's right.
robust.
Well, yeah. I mean, but come on, if you're a professional kick, maybe
Yeah,
back then they were all like European.
yeah. Al Del Greco.
Gary Anderson from Sweden.
Gary is he Swedish?
Morgan
I didn't know
Anderson.
that.
I think Morten Anderson was from Europe somewhere. Morten, right? Let's find out.
Anyone that wore a single bar has infinite respect.
Danish. He's Danish.
Morten Anderson from the Saints, right?
From the Saints. Andersen, S-E-N. That's how you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Morten, M-O-R-T-E-N. Andersen. New is Scandinavian.
I think Chris Boswell might be one of the best kickers ever.
Yeah. But here's the other thing. There's always like a best kicker ever every 3 years. It feels like Mike Vanderjack.
Justin
Then what's his name?
Tucker. Yeah.
Who was the guy from the Patriots?
Vinatieri.
Vinatieri was the best kicker ever.
He might actually be the best kicker ever.
Justin Tucker was the best kicker ever. Chris
Yeah.
Boswell was the best kicker ever to live this year.
Yeah.
And then next year it'll be someone else.
Yeah, it's like whoever's hitting the peak of their career. Right?
Mason Crosby, maybe he's in that discussion. I mean, I don't know if he's the best ever, but he was great forever.
Mason Crosby.
Anyone who ever played for a team for more than 10 years has to be lights out, right? Or else you'll just get cut.
Tucker,
That's the thing about Justin Tucker. I mean, how many can you imagine doing your job and not closing a sale, and then all of a sudden the next day, the next week, they have someone sitting next to you at your desk doing the same thing?
Yeah, I can, because I
trying
just took a 2.5 month break and I'm already getting like, what have you done lately vibes.
Really?
I mean, it's probably in my head because I'm a competitive person, but like I feel so goddamn useless. I feel so dumb and slow and overwhelmed and like, I don't know. I'm amazed at how quick your skills can degrade. Right?
Really?
Yeah, man. Like I to like get back in the flow. Most of my meetings are recorded, the ones I do virtually, not in person. And so I went back and watched some of them from right before I went on leave, and I was like, "Who's this wizard? Who's this confident, competent, capable man I'm seeing here? Because I can't do
Triple
that."
C.
The triple C.
Confident, competent, and capable.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of competent and capable might be a little bit. No, I think they're two different things. We're going to stick with the 3 C's. Yeah. So in my line of work, yeah, basically my situation is at this company, not at every company, but maybe Navon's just a little bit more honest about it. 2 quarters in a row without a deal equals a hard conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
So
you said you took a year to close your first one.
Well, that's different. When you're first ramping up,
Okay.
that's expected because it takes like a year. Some people get one at like 8 or 9 months, but most people it takes a year. So that's different. But once you get going, then, well, 2 quarters is 6 months. So if you don't close a deal in 6 months, I can understand why, but it doesn't feel like that. Anyway, I'll be fine. But Justin Tucker, it's 2 games.
Not going to be fine.
2 games. After what, 9 years of being the best kicker ever?
It comes down to how willing are you as an organization to hope that a kicker won't lose you the Super Bowl or whatever, like get you through the playoffs. Yeah, really. I mean, it's kind of like, you know what, man, we could probably go find some unsigned rookie who is not going to do worse. I mean, maybe we try them, but I think that's the difference between Justin Tucker and kicker number 3 for the fucking Titans. It's like, look, we got whoever that is, he doesn't have the history. We're not looking for someone who's not going to do worse. We're looking for someone who's absolutely going to do better. And we don't know.
So let's see.
It's tough to go after an unproven commodity in that situation.
Oh, yeah. So
in my honest opinion,
this year he's 19 of 27.
It's how that has to rank last.
And he's missed 2 extra points.
What's the ranking? What that percentage has to be near the bottom of the league.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm going to my favorite app to look that up because it's just so much easier. This field goal made. So this doesn't have percentage. Here, you look it up.
I got it.
I'm looking at his game log. So in the last 3 weeks, he is 2, 3, 4. He's 4 for 8 in the last 3 weeks.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, he's 70.4. I mean, Dustin Hopkins for the Browns is slightly worse.
Right. Well, anything on the
He's the
Browns
only
is
one.
like,
Yeah, that's Dustin Hopkins isn't their biggest problem. Let's put it that
right.
way. Yeah.
What's interesting is he hasn't missed anything from 40 yards and less. Up to 40 yards, he's been perfect.
Okay.
So it's only 40 yards and greater, which, I would argue those are the ones
If
that
you're
like
missing,
win you games because you're not having to flip the field.
right. I'm looking at the team, like everyone here, and most kickers have not missed. Or maybe, let's see, Joey Sly from the Patriots is not a great kicker. He's ranked 29th if you include everyone who's taken a kick this year.
Yeah.
He's missed 2 from inside 40. But even the next guy, Jake Elliott, who's worse overall, hasn't missed.
Okay, so that's to be expected.
Jake Moody, 32, ranked 32nd, hasn't missed. Next guy hasn't missed. Yeah, there's a lot of people who haven't missed. If you're missing those,
okay,
then
so wait.
yeah,
So what about from 40 to 49, where
right? So
Tucker is 5 of 8?
There's another young. Well, let's see here. There's a lot of people who are 5 of 8. Let's see, 5 of 7, 1 of 4. I'm looking at the bottom of the list here.
Yeah.
Jake Moody, 5 of 8. Couple guys, 4 of 7, 5 of 9. Tyler Bass for the Bills. That's cool he's made 82% as opposed to Justin Tucker's at 70%. He's 2 of 2. And look, some of this has to do with weather as well. I mean, if you're the Bills kicker and they're expecting you to make every kick ever, like fuck you, dude. That's not how it works up here. It's just not. You have to have a better offense than your kicker, period. That's just, you have to have a way to not have to rely on 48-yard field goals.
Yeah, so like if his struggles are only from 50 plus, where he's 4 of 9.
Well, they're not.
I mean, is that on him?
It's 40 plus.
Well, 40 plus he's missed 3. 50 plus he's missed 5.
Looks, just eyeballing it, it looks like 40 plus is below average. 50 plus is
so what what does the league look like from 50 plus? There's nobody who's made all of their 50 plus, is there?
Well,
even Boswell's
couple guys are 2 of 2. I'm looking 5 of 5. Blake Group.
Dude, that's pussy stuff. Boswell's got like 8 of those this year, probably.
Nick Folk, one of the best kickers in the league. Well, the best kicker in the league, ranked by percentage for the Titans. I can't believe I said the Titans. He's 6 of 6 from 50 plus, but he kicks indoors. Jake Bates for the Lions, 5 of 5.
Tennessee's not plus. Indoors.
He kicks indoors. Tennessee's not indoors?
Are they?
Maybe not. Maybe you're right.
Very much outdoors.
No, they're not. Nissan Stadium outdoors. Okay. Well, then he's great. He's missed 1 field goal, and it was a 40 to 49 yarder. He's perfect everywhere else. He's only kicked 1 between 30 and 39 yards.
That's really weird.
But Nick Folk's been around forever, right?
Yeah, I've been hearing that name for quite some time now.
He looks like it. Yeah, he's 40.
I think the thing with Tucker is that there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games this season where he's missed a field goal. So he didn't just have a bad day. He's
Well,
had like
yes,
several bad
correct.
days.
Here's the thing about him, though. The Steelers game, they lost. He missed how many? 3? 2 or 3?
Yeah, I think it was at least 2. Let's see.
Yeah, he might
He
have been. It might
missed.
have been 3, and
He
he already lost. And
he
he
was 1
missed.
for 3.
Okay, and
He
then he
missed 1
missed
from 40 to
3
49 and 1 from
against
50.
the Eagles.
Um,
So, okay,
He was 2 for 4. He missed 2
against the Eagles, I thought he missed 3. Anyway,
and an
fine.
extra point. He missed an extra
Okay,
point too. Yeah,
and they
which is
lost by
really
less
bad.
than a touchdown.
If you're missing
And
an
those
extra
are great
point,
teams,
something's
and
up.
so you're not expecting to be able to score touchdowns every drive against those teams. Those are the teams you're going to play in the playoffs or the Super Bowl. So how many more of those times is that? If he does it, if he misses 2 field goals again against a good team and they lose, they're going to cut him. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know how at that point you're like, yeah, no, Justin was great in 2019, and remember he
So then
kicked
how
that
do you
really
handle
long
that?
field
Do
goal.
you try to put him on your practice squad, but then he has to clear waivers and some other team is definitely going to claim him?
Fine. He fucking sucks right now. Who cares? Hopefully one of your playoff teammate or possible opponents picks him up. Right?
Yeah, but you're
Why
the
not?
Ravens. You're the Ravens. You've been watching
Yeah.
this guy be the definition of consistency for a decade. All of a
Listen,
sudden, you're going to say, I hope he goes to one of my competitors? I don't know.
I
I don't
don't
think
want
it's as
to make
easy of a
this
decision as you're making it out to be.
as someone who is under pressure for sales goals. I understand your hesitation to cut Justin Tucker because he had a bad season. I think we're coming at this from 2 different places. But here's the thing, man. Again, if Lamar Jackson went out there and had a shit year and they didn't make the playoffs, what are they going to like? Are they going to, first of all, they pay him a ton of money and you need a good quarterback. But if
They pay
you
Tucker
get a little
very
bit more
handsomely
leash,
too. Yeah.
let's change it. Derrick Henry fumbles the ball 4 times already this year or 5 times. He's not fucking playing. Like they're get someone else. You can't lose. The organization can't suffer because someone was good 3 years ago.
Right. And as a coach or a GM, it's inexcusable to say, well, this guy was playing terribly, but we stuck with him. Is that,
Unless you're willing to
what's
sacrifice your own job.
I just don't think that if I'm the Ravens, I would have more faith in a free agent, undrafted kicker that's currently not even in the NFL over Justin Tucker in the playoffs because they've got a Super Bowl caliber team.
Right.
I would ride with Tucker. I would trust him to figure this out.
I agree. And that's the grace he has bought himself because he is Justin Tucker. If he was a second year, middle of the pack kicker,
he'd been gone.
At this point, he would already be gone, I think.
So I think that's how we found Boswell. Steelers were in the same situation and they brought a kicker in. He was an undrafted free agent and he's now the best kicker ever.
Right. They're out there, man.
Justin Tucker.
There's only 32 of those jobs ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, there's more than 32 great kickers. It's just a matter of can you do it when it matters, and you don't really know for sure until you give someone the opportunity. And when you give them the opportunity and they don't, then yeah, I think that's a problem.
Boswell's 10
I
of
love
12
watching that guy kick. I love the Chris Boswell's 10 of 12 from 50 plus, which is insane that he's kicking 12 field goals from. That's got to be the most in the league.
One was blocked. One was from like 63 and it almost went in. So,
and he kicks in Pittsburgh.
And he kicks in
half the
hardest stadium to kick in.
Yeah. Well, look, unless it's Buffalo in December, I can't imagine. That would hurt, man. I'd be like, I don't want to kick coach. It hurts my foot to kick.
Yeah, well, let's just go for it. Go for it on 4th down. I don't need to kick.
Come on,
and then for kickoffs, can I throw it? What if I threw it? What if I threw it as far as I could?
I'm sure they're warming those footballs on the sideline, and they're not ice, right, when they come
Yeah,
out to be
they're
kicked.
doing all kinds of shit to those balls. They're deflating
But
them, warming them up,
but that
icing
that
them down.
only started happening fairly recently. I
Yeah.
mean, and they've been playing football in Buffalo and Cleveland, back before the earth was on fire. It was
The,
cold everywhere all the
wh
time.
what do you think of the
Spe
AI snow clearing, on the field? Did you watch the Steelers Thursday night game in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Did you see how the yard
AI.
lines were cleared off?
Yeah. They had people with
That was
shovels.
AI. No, it was AI. They digitally removed the snow from the yard lines for the viewers and the numbers, so you could see
Well,
the
they
yard.
just reversed it. Yeah, they changed it. But they definitely were shoveling. You can't
They
play a
they
football game without
shoveled
knowing where the out of bounds are.
I think they shoveled the line to gain. Let's see.
They have to shovel the boundaries of the end zone and the field. Otherwise, chaos would reign.
Yeah.
Who knows whether it was a touchdown or not? The call on
Yeah.
the field will stand. Speaking of cold, we went to the Penn State game. They played Maryland. I guess it was just
Hold
last
on.
weekend. Is that Thanksgiving? Just last week?
An emotion here.
There, look. See? See right there.
Those are shoveled.
No, the numbers, the
No, the
hat,
numbers are backwards. Yes, but they've shoveled. You can see where they've shoveled.
and this they've
That's not.
shoveled. This they
They've
haven't.
shoveled
This
every
they haven't.
line. They have. It's just been snowing, and now it's on top. They're worried more about the end zone and the out of bounds. I agree with that. They don't give a
AI.
shit about the fucking hash marks.
AI, 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 AI.
Okay.
Shovel. AI.
I don't love it. If that's
I
what
don't
you're
like it
getting at.
either. Yeah.
I wish they'd just let it go.
Did any game look better than this one though?
It looked great. It was fun to watch.
Yeah. You think they shoveled all these lines? Get the fuck out of here. Behind him?
I saw them doing it.
You didn't see
I
anything.
saw them
You
doing it.
think you saw it. You think in your mind you saw it. In
That's
your
like a
mind.
half and half. You can see both. Look, you can see the numbers. Turn off closed captioning for a second.
Okay, but then I'm not going to know what they're saying.
We're not watching this. See, look, they have the 10. Turn it off, bitch. All right.
I'm trying. Oh, there we go. Okay. Go ahead. What were you saying?
You can see the 10-yard line, and then they have the superimposed 10-yard line right above it.
This is AI.
Yeah.
AI. These
We went to the
footstep
Penn
marks
State game.
are
So,
AI.
Saturday, we were in State College over Thanksgiving.
Who are they playing?
University of Maryland, the
Terps.
Terrapins, the Terps, and it was fucking cold.
Yeah.
It was gonna be cold all weekend, and we get
Bundle
there,
it
and her
up.
sister's like, "Yeah, we'll leave for the game." Her mom lives a mile and a half from the stadium, and her sister said, "I'll come pick you up. I got a parking pass. We'll leave at 11:30." I'm like, "Okay." Fucking game, and then I'm like, "Oh, the game doesn't start. What time's the game start? 3:30?"
11.
We went to she had us. We were going to a tailgate of friends of hers. Whoop, one sec, sorry.
In the freezing cold, you're doing a tailgate for 5
I'll
hours?
tell you what, man. Yeah, it was.
Whew.
Look, I no complaints. But when she said that, I was like, oh, all right. I'm wearing everything I got.
Everything. Give me the outfit. Give me the fit check.
I had my Red Wing boots, which that is why you have those.
Yeah. What kind of sockage?
Just regular socks. I could have probably worn something a little thicker. They were getting pretty chilly by the end of the day. I had foot warmers in there underneath my toes, which didn't really do much.
Yeah, I'd like to put them on top of my toes. Underneath.
I'd do that next time. And like inside the sock. Or just like peel back some skin and just
right on.
open up the thing and just shove whatever that black stuff is in that makes it warm and flap it down, stitch it up.
Light a match.
Corduroy pants,
Yep.
single layer. I've got
No,
this
no long
jacket
johns?
that no.
Ooh.
Um,
Ooh.
I know I probably should have brought. I got some tights that I wear when I play golf in the wintertime. I should have brought those.
I'm gonna change your world right now. You're not gonna like it, but I'm gonna do it for you. You're gonna fight me tooth and nail,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna
that's what
change your
happens.
world. Are you ready?
No.
Okay, I'll wait.
All right, I'm ready. Get it over with.
Silk long johns.
I've heard about those. I've heard people like them in the wintertime. Yes.
They're the best. They're so thin. It's not like a tight or anything. It's like a
Mhm.
pleasant thing to wear. And the way it regulates temperature. Allison bought me a pair of silk pajamas one year for my birthday because I was like, I want to like look like Hugh Hefner when I'm around the house. You know, I want to look like a
Right. Matching.
like a suit to go to sleep in.
I want to look put together when I sleep.
Yeah, I want to look put together. And she actually got me like a really nice pair from Nordstrom. You know, the jacket and the pants. I had no idea how well silk could keep you warm and regulate temperature. Just a thin little layer of silk, very warm, very comfortable. So now I have silk long johns. Sometimes in the winter when I'm commuting, I'll throw them on under my jeans.
Interesting. Yeah. And then they're fine during the day, or do you take them off when you get to work?
They're fine during the day. That's the
Yeah.
beauty of them.
Got it. Yeah. No, I know guys
Power.
who. Yeah, I know guys who wear them for golf. They like them.
Yeah, they're
I've
great.
got a couple pairs of tights. They're okay.
What like
I didn't bring 'em.
like Lululemon?
Mhm.
Like running tights or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are warm.
they're fine. I mean, they're definitely warm enough.
Yeah.
They actually probably would have been too warm with corduroys, but anyway.
Too warm to stand outside for 4 hours. Sorry, 7
So
hours.
they had, man, I'll tell you, the college football tailgating, the big time college football tailgating scene is, you don't fucking show up and drink beer out of the back of your pickup truck. I
No.
guess some people do that. They didn't do
Yeah.
this. They had a tent set up. They had chairs for everyone.
That's nice.
They had 2 heaters rolling, propane heaters.
Really?
Oh yeah. And so I wasn't cold at all. I actually had my jacket like off when we were
I
there.
love
We were
that.
at the tailgate. And they made, this is what we ate. They had lobster bisque, which was amazing, by the
'Cause
way.
you were playing
And I'm not a
Maryland.
huge lobster bisque guy, but shit, I was fucking great. And
Yeah.
then grilled cheese with roast beef, Gruyere, and onion and homemade onion jam.
Whoa.
That was what we ate on a griddle.
Whoa.
Like they had a griddle there, and they were literally making them.
That's amazing.
I know.
I want
I was
lobster
so
bisque
happy.
and a grilled cheese. That sounds
Sitting
delicious.
there, yeah, especially when it's 30 degrees outside. I mean, come on, that's the perfect thing to
Wait,
eat.
30 degrees?
Yeah.
You're making it sound like it was 15, and the whole time
Well,
it's 30
degrees
degrees?
plus 30 degrees with a 15-mile-an-hour wind. So the
Ah,
real feel
that'll
was
get ya.
10. We checked it when we got to the game. It was 10 degrees. It was the coldest event I've ever been to.
They should only broadcast the real feel.
Yeah, who
I don't
cares?
need to know the actual temperature. What is that doing for me?
Right.
Very little.
Only when it's not windy is
Right.
what the actual temperature is.
That's right. I've never been to a big
Anywho,
college football game.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go like, it's fun when you're going to be included in like the right experience.
That's right. Yeah, I wouldn't want to just go myself and check it out. How many
Nah,
people
dude.
Beaver Stadium hold now?
I think that the
Are they up
attendance,
to like
attendances are
130?
well, I don't know if it's that many, but they're getting ready to renovate it. And I'll tell you what, it needs it. It is a
Really?
fucking okay. So Penn State, and this was a bad game to like gauge atmosphere because everyone was freezing. But the atmosphere just on a regular Penn State gorgeous day is probably great. I've never been to a game like that, but the stadium experience is the worst I've been to in like I can think of.
I need a
It
visual.
is.
Here we go. Yeah, why?
It's narrow. Everywhere you go, you are walking like, oh, sorry, excuse me, sorry, yep, get up, up.
It's packed in.
So, like, it's single file, especially when everyone's wearing all their winter shit.
Yeah.
There is one row of people either walking up or down the stairs at any time. That's it. There's no like,
And it
you
looks
can't like
like
cross.
these sections look pretty long too.
They're
I can't tell if
huge.
there's
Yeah,
a row down the middle, but
I mean, we walked, 68. Or we were on row 68 or something, and I think we had to walk up 30 rows to get to our
row
bleachers.
68. That's a weird. I don't
Wow.
think I've ever seen a row 68
I know.
at a sporting event. So
And
where
you're
were
sitting in
you?
bleachers. So we were on the 35-yard line behind the visitors. So I don't know what. I guess that's on the left side of the screen, but we were pretty high up.
Here. And then 68 rows back.
68 rows back. If you want to count, I'll wait. I don't think it's on that screen. The funniest thing, and then after the game, well, I say after the game, we left at halftime.
Oh, really?
Fuck that. Yeah. We're like, we've been outside since noon.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were basically at the bottom of that screen somewhere. And the student section was probably a third full. It was also Thanksgiving.
It's not a big
so there
game.
weren't a lot of people there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a big game. So after we're leaving at halftime, we're walking out and it's slammed. Everyone's leaving. And what happens, the visitors the visitors locker room is not accessible directly from the sideline. So
they have to walk through the stands.
They have to walk through literally the concourse. They shut the concourse down and let the team cross. Like they put up chain link fences and the team walks through. And then so you got people from both sides waiting to cross in a narrow concourse. And while Maryland walks through, and then when they're done, they open these gates, and it's just like 1,000 people at the same time, just like trying to get past each other, go the other direction.
This seems really poorly designed.
It was terrible.
You can kind of see
bad. It was like, get me out of here.
Stadium.
Like, let's just walk outside. Like, this is terrible. This is the worst thing. We couldn't stay together. Without like, we're like walking sideways, kind of like this, just everyone. But they are renovating it. I think it's happening or starting.
I feel
soon.
like they're always renovating it and adding more seats. Are they going to add more seats?
I don't think. I'm sure that's part of the plan, but I think the bigger instead of just adding more seats, like they have been. Like I think on the top left of that screen, that section that's kind of overhanging, I think that's fairly new. I think that's something they added.
You can see you can see the original bowl. And then
right.
I'm sure this has been added, this has been added, and this has been added or expanded. Yep. And same with that. Like it's just an unnatural shape for a stadium. Also, how many people really need to be there to see a live game? What are we doing?
Dude, what do you mean? What are we doing? What do you think?
100,000 people in one place at one time.
Because they're fucking buying tickets, man. They'd put 200,000 people in there if they could.
Well, they will
never
eventually
sell all the tickets. Like they will never not sell all of the tickets. Right?
Which that's what I'm saying. How is it fucking possible that many people want to see a live sporting event?
So I will say that Penn State, even more so than Virginia Tech was when I was there, is a cult. It just is. And it's maybe becoming a little less annoying that Joe Paterno's been dead for 10 years now or whatever however long it's been. But man, people would fucking travel. Dude, the RVs for this fucking game has started at 3:30. They were showing up on Friday night. We drove past the stadium at 9:30 in the morning on Saturday, and there were people already outside tailgating, like playing cornhole and
I don't get
fucking
it.
30. I don't either.
And actually, I guess like I do understand the wanting to get together with friends and have fun, and tailgating's
Mhm.
fun. I don't understand why anyone would want to go to a stadium with this many people at one time and deal with parking, what you just talked about, the crowds. Do they sell food and beer and stuff? Or are they not allowed to sell beer because it's NCAA?
I think they do. I think I saw some people walking around with beer. I didn't have any, but
Okay.
I didn't seek it out. I was, and I'm not judging, by the way. I'm not like hating on that. If that's your hobby, like that's a pretty
Yeah.
fine hobby. Like you're at least you're
Sure.
outside and you're not
Yeah, you're
just like
doing it's a community.
fine.
What I don't understand is why anyone would want to deal with a crowd this large.
Yeah, that I don't get. But then they look at us and they're like, "You live in the fucking city. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's
That's your
true.
whole life all the time." Like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
touche.
I guess it's
Joe
that's a
Paterno,
good point.
69 on
Speaking
Yahoo.
of the city, um, how about that United Healthcare CEO here in my city?
That was a hit, dude. That was a
Wild.
professional hit.
You
Did
think
you see the
so?
video of it? Oh my god, did you see the video of it?
It did.
The guy knew how to fix. First of all, he shot him with two hands with a silencer on his gun.
Yeah, he did.
Fixed a
And
gun jam. He knew
two
what he
gum
was doing.
jams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he knew what he was doing. That was a
Well,
professional thought. Maybe not professional. I don't know.
or
But like
someone who
that
just
guy.
knows how to work a firearm.
Well, yeah, very well though. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't just that. You don't. There's a big difference between like going to the gun range and shooting your pistol, and then like putting that into practice to kill somebody on the street,
Yeah.
not in his
And
home,
so
in
so
public, and they can't find him. I mean,
yeah,
this
so can we
is
talk about that for a second? So this guy, um, I'm gonna look it up. No, it's not coming up. I saw this one meme about his outfit, his drip,
the CEO or the assassin.
the assassin.
Okay,
He's got like a $500 backpack on, a $400 hoodie, $1,100 Hermes sneakers. So who is this man? And why did he go to a Starbucks right beforehand? And why did he get on the only traceable bikes in the city afterwards? And how the fuck is it possible in 2024 to shoot someone in the middle of Manhattan and then get away?
I know.
Like,
That's the
there's
biggest
so
question.
many weird things about this. And you would think, like, I'm sure they seem to know who he is now. They've got a picture of his face.
Oh, they
But
do. Okay.
yeah, but he's wearing a different outfit and a different backpack. Here, I'll show you. This is just one of those stories that's kind of grabbed my attention. You know how sometimes that happens. There's our guy. Handsome chap.
It almost doesn't look
So
like a guy. You
the
can't really
story
tell it's a
behind this
guy.
photo. Yeah, so let's see. This is the security cam, right?
Okay.
Different jacket, different backpack. But the story of this photo is that he was staying at a hostel, maybe, and he had that mask on, and the girl at the front desk was flirting with him and asked him to take his mask off, and he did to flirt back.
No shit.
Yeah. It's like straight
He's
out
a
of a
hero.
movie.
Crime Stoppers.
I mean, that's a
I
flirty
will say
smile
this.
right there.
I actually had this conversation a couple nights ago with my cousin.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
Look, it's
squared up.
it's a big deal, and that sucks
What, that a man's
for his
life was
family.
taken? Yeah, of course.
At the same time, if it's, I'm just saying this: if there is another CEO of another company who I would feel less pity for, maybe like the CEO of the Blood Diamond company operating in South
Yeah.
Africa, if
Debt
that guy got
collector.
assassinated. Yeah, right. Debt collectors, not their fault.
I know. I'm just saying that, like, there's someone that publicly is not viewed in a high esteem. Yeah, debt collector, you're right. They're collecting what? someone actually promised to pay them.
They're collecting all the United Healthcare debt that hasn't been paid.
yeah.
That's basically what's happening.
In terms of if one CEO's got to go, if
He's
that's
like the
rule-
worst one too. United Healthcare is they showed was I've seen all these stats about how much profit all these healthcare companies have made, and healthcare United is far and away the worst in that.
Yeah.
Made the most.
Maybe the CEO of Spirit Airlines that just got grilled in Congress. Did you see that?
But even then, he's like providing a service, right? United Healthcare.
Yeah, but they're
anything.
charging people different fees for bags indiscriminately.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Like anywhere between $19 and $100.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe tighten that shit up.
Yeah.
But no one's losing their house over a $100
That's right.
bag fee.
That's right.
Right.
It's a good point.
Very good point. It kind of makes sense that like this would happen at some point if someone just got fed up enough. I mean, I'm not justifying this. I'm not trying to, at least.
But that's the narrative in your mind, right?
It's not I'm just thinking out loud. Like, look, if someone's going to get killed, because it happened there was another guy in San Francisco got stabbed.
Yeah, I remember that. But I think that was random. I don't think that person knew he was a CEO.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that he was a rich guy.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was dressed like. But no, this was not, oh, this is a rich guy, I'm going to shoot him and rob him. This is I want to kill this guy.
I'm going to kill the CEO of United Healthcare.
This isn't a mugging gone wrong.
Right. Yeah, this was lying in wait and
I will say,
executing
look, dude, that guy's fucking face, I fucking hate it. Not that guy, the CEO. Yeah, look at that fucking quarter zip.
So you're thinking that this guy, oh yeah, he wrote on the shell casings. Did you see that?
What did they say? I saw something about that, but I didn't know what they said. Do we know?
Something real poetic.
Yeah. Got to be really small, or those bullets had to have been really big.
I think it was a 22. So the smallest caliber.
Bullets?
No, they're small.
So then how do you etch that in there? It takes a lot of time. Let's find this assassin. He's talented.
What the fuck?
Anyway. Yeah, it's crazy. I was actually, as a matter of fact, this is how bad it is. How bad the healthcare situation. So I was talking to my cousin about this, and I was like, "Yeah, man, they killed the CEO of United," and he was like, he thought I meant that he was like on Capitol Hill and getting grilled. And he's like, "Oh, so what came of that?" And I'm like, "Well, they haven't found the guy." And he's like, "Oh, they actually killed him." Oh, he's actually dead.
You think that someone got fed up with United Healthcare and hired a hitman to kill the CEO? I've got a theory. You want to hear my theory?
Well, that's one theory. Yeah, let's hear yours.
Okay, so I think it less so now that we've seen this picture, right? But when it was just when this was the only thing we had to go on, my thinking was terminally ill. United didn't cover his care. Thought he may have had a chance if they would have played ball. Doesn't care if he gets caught. Still not going to just turn himself in, but doesn't care if he gets caught. So that's it.
I think that's just as plausible, and that's still can be the case.
He's looking a little too healthy here.
I mean, it's just not seeing a lot of. You need more skin.
Yeah, I want stringy hair. I want maybe some lesions here and here.
But it just seems like it's not random, and unless that guy cut him off in traffic a week ago, and he is crazy, the assassin is insane to that level where he'd wait for him for hours to shoot him over that. I mean, what's the philosophy where it's like the most probable
Occam's
thing
razor.
is probably it's Occam's razor. Occam's razor.
Awesome razor. Awesome razor.
Awesome. It's that awesome razor thing. But yeah, that guy, dude, in the middle of the day, and they didn't catch him. And it's at some point, it's kind of like, we didn't really want. We're not gonna try that hard.
Yeah. I mean,
There's bigger
when
issues.
what this was on Tuesday?
Yeah. No, Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay, it's Friday. The fact that
Day
he's
after.
still on the loose
Yeah.
is insane.
I know.
I can't believe that. I guess I really don't have any concept of how hard it is to hide from the police in 2024, right? But I would imagine it's very hard. Everywhere you go, like there's cameras. And he went to a Starbucks, which that's what makes me think like this guy doesn't give a shit if he gets caught. I mean, he covered his face, he wore the hood and the mask, and he fled. But he also went to a Starbucks? Why?
It's just I wonder if it's easier to hide from the police in Manhattan than it is to escape from jail in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, and try to hide in the woods.
Yeah, fewer cameras, obviously. So it's like cameras
Right.
versus nature. Fewer people
It's
out in the middle of the woods.
more space versus. And here's the other thing, man. How many people in Manhattan? And I'm not saying it's a majority, but like, how many people don't even fucking know that this happened?
Yeah.
Or care, or
Yeah.
know the picture of the guy, or when they heard that it was the United Healthcare CEO,
That's
it's
right.
like, fuck that guy.
That's what I would imagine is that people are not going to be eager to turn this guy in.
Yeah.
But, you know, he didn't murder someone in broad day. Like you're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Guy, come on.
However,
Just turn yourself in.
He did. And how long do you think he's going to stay free? What's the over under?
How hard are they looking for him? How hard are they looking for him?
Well, right now it's about this is an embarrassment to the NYPD, right?
Right.
So they're looking hard.
So now they care. Yeah. Now they care. Now it's
It's
personal.
high profile. Yeah. Now it's personal.
I
Adams
think it could
gonna-
last, man. I think that this could just like never get solved. I think that that's possible because
That's really unlikely.
and how many people in New York are scared, or like in general, there was the guy in Pennsylvania who scaled the wall of that prison and got out a couple years ago, maybe just last year. Do you remember that? He like shimmied his way up and got out, and he was running around for a week or 2 weeks, and like people were scared that there's a guy in jail with nothing, like he got out with nothing. He's on the loose. I don't feel like that's as big of a this is as big of a story as that was.
When I'm walking down the street in Manhattan, this guy is really low on my list of concerns.
Yeah, right.
There are several other things that are more threatening.
This guy did not kill some random person. This wasn't a mugging gone wrong, right? This was an assassination. So unless, you're looking around and be like, I didn't do anything to anyone that bad. Like,
but like the fact that his outfit was high end, like he's wearing $1,100 sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
Man of means. I think that adds an interesting wrinkle.
Here's something else that I considered. I read this I remember my days of reading the Sammy the Bull Gravano's autobiography called The Underboss.
My dad has that book. I remember where it was displayed when I was a kid.
We were told to do a book report on a book. I think my book was Wuthering Heights over whatever senior year of high school. And it was like, okay, you got to do a little presentation on or write a paper on Wuthering Heights. And I was like, okay. I read a page and I'm like, I am not reading this book. But I had just read The Underboss by Sammy the Bull Gravano. And so I wrote my book report on that and turned it in. AP English.
How did that go over?
I got a passing grade. I was like, I didn't read the book that you assigned me, but I did read this book. So I'm going to just go ahead and do this. And I'm not going to, we're just going to not address that at all.
De Palma, is that him?
Mad Mrs. Muffley.
Oh, Lady McMuff.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Any case, in that book, they was talking about the Paul Castellano hit, which was he was the guy before John Gotti. I think that's how it went.
Outside
And
of Sparks Steakhouse.
that's right. And so the guys who did it were dressed in I think they were wearing like big hats, or like it was like some Russian. They were dressed up like Russian. Like they weren't trying to look Russian, but they put on these outfits that were so elaborate that people, when they
saw the outfit, not the person.
that's right. They were like, well, what do you look like? Like, I don't remember. You had this big hat on or something. Or like these crazy pants. It's a little different now with all these cameras, but
yeah,
maybe that's what it was. Because how many times you're like, what kind of backpack that guy had on, and all he's got to do is dump all that shit somewhere where there's no cameras, and now someone's going to pick it up and start wearing it or using it. Right? It's not just trash. And so now maybe that's the idea, is like you take your shoes off and someone's like, oh shit, these are really expensive shoes, and they wear them and they walk this way. And then the backpack, it's like, oh my God, this is a really expensive backpack. Some guy picks it up and he walks it that way.
Yeah.
And now it's gone. Like you will never find that shit. It's
no,
I'm sure
but they found a water bottle and a candy wrapper with his DNA on it. So they're going to know who he is. Okay. That I don't think will be an issue. They'll know his identity. But then finding him, actually, I think if you know someone's identity, it's only a matter of time, right? Where can he, because he can't go anywhere. Easy Pass, customs, plane tickets, bus ticket, like all of it requires ID. So unless he has a fake ID.
Well, that's how he got to New York.
Oh, really?
He was on a bus with a fake ID.
I didn't know that. Plot thickens. So he's got a fake ID. Where did he come from?
I don't remember, actually. That's a good question.
I read that he got the gun in Connecticut, which makes sense because that's the closest place to New York that you can buy guns.
Yeah.
Can't get them in New York or New Jersey.
Yeah, they don't want people assassinating CEOs. So don't sell the guns there.
For all of New York's faults, there's not a lot of guns here. Not a lot of gun stuff going on.
DC's the same way, that you can't buy a gun in DC. But you can go 10 miles outside the city to the NRA fucking headquarters.
He wrote deny, defend, depose on the bullets. Which doesn't really make sense. There was a book about insurance companies. Here, look at this. So there was a book called Delay, Deny, Defend. And he wrote 2 of those 3 words. But he added depose because he was deposing the CEO, maybe?
Yeah.
It's a little... so right there, I'm going to say not only a man of means, but an educated man.
Mm-hmm.
Or a man of, a certain intellect. We have a white man of a certain intellect, handsome, if I do say so myself. Again, I think he's a handsome chap. I mean, this picture makes it look like he's fucking Jason Bourne. Like this looks like something out of a movie. The weird hoodie, you know what I mean? Like the expensive clothing just seems. He stayed at a hostel, took a bus in with a fake ID.
I mean, it just seems like if he's got a gripe against United Healthcare, and he's tired of arguing with the person who makes minimum wage.
This guy.
He understands it's not their fault. He doesn't know whose fault it is, but he's gonna beat up the fucking Poindexter over here. It's just like, how do you live with, if you have that, you're such a punchable person looking at like that guy's head. And I would say this if he wasn't dead, right? He just looks like he's just wants to make more money than anyone else.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't really understand enough about the health insurance business. It seems awful, right? But
Insurance, every type of insurance fucking sucks.
because the whole
Every
thing
all of
is
it.
like, I mean, it's a great concept. It's kind of like communism. Sounds really good on paper. Everyone gets the same amount, right?
Right.
We're all
Yeah.
happy. Insurance. You pay us every month, and then if something goes wrong, we'll take care of you. And at the beginning, you're like, this is great. Do I have to pay you a lot every month? No. Well, it depends, how likely this negative thing is to happen that we're worried about. But give me $100 a month. Okay, that sounds good. Fast forward. Hey, insurance companies having a little internal meeting. Hey guys, we got a lot of money here. We got a lot of money. And this insurance idea was great. I am loving this. And then the phone rings. Oh shit, my house burned down. Guys, we got to take that out of our money pile now.
Right.
We'd
still have it all if
I
we
really
just
liked having
didn't do
this
that.
amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We could spend $300,000 on this house, or we can spend $100,000 in court to defend until that person goes and kills himself because they can't handle not having a house. I think I'm not going to say which one I'm thinking of. I want to hear everyone else's opinion, but
we keep more of the pile that way.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the objective. We keep more of that money pile.
And this is at their offsite in Martinique.
Yeah. Hey, guys, we're bringing in a speaker to talk about a radical new idea. And he gets up in front of everybody. I look around this room. What if I told you we don't have to pay any of them? Everyone goes nuts.
What? Oh my God. More bonuses, spot bonuses for everyone.
We're not paying a single claim. Someone's house burned down. They were playing with matches. They drowned. Should have taken swim lessons. Our new motto.
Do it yourself. Take care of yourself, you fucking loser.
Yeah. That money you gave us was a gift. That's ours
now. You got
now.
cancer. You got cancer. It's your fault.
Too bad.
Your bloodline should be terminated with you.
Shouldn't have bought that house under those power lines. It was a bad move. Look at that backpack. Yeah, like I want to find the drip. So what do I?
I'm sure that exists already.
I've seen it, but the internet won't show it to me.
Come on, internet. I got to roll at 9:15.
Okay.
I got another call for a prospect, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, you liking it?
I haven't closed anything yet, but I will close something this summer or this month. It's going to happen. It's with my old boss, actually. You know what? It doesn't.
What do you mean?
It takes time for you.
You got to build a funnel. You've got to work through the sales process. How so?
Here's the difference.
Okay.
I have a network of referral sources that I've unwittingly accumulated. And it's kind of nice because I'm now realizing that people do like to work with me and they think I am smart, even though that's not exactly what was conveyed to me in my last job. That's not the case. And so all the people who no longer work there, but I have touched, over the course of 15 years, basically doing this.
So usually the hardest part of my job is I've got to research an account, a company. Like right now, I'm deep into DuPont, so I need to figure out who all the decision makers are. I got to figure out what their levers are, what they care about, what are the initiatives of the company, how does my project attach to that? What you're saying is that you've sort of built up a network so that the who to call isn't really a mystery.
Correct.
You know exactly who to call, and they know you.
They call me.
Well, that's even easier. I love that.
Now that I know. Yeah, I know. It's amazing. And I'm working for a bank that it kind of feels as though I am the belle of the ball at this point, which is strange. And it's just me. I am the only one So here's an example. We had I had a two half-day orientation, Wednesday afternoon and Thursday morning until like 1:30, sitting in a room with me and all the other new hires since October. And I mean, look, I'm not hating on that at all. I think that's important stuff.
Yeah.
It's been 2 months since I started, and I am in a different spot than a new assistant branch manager or teller at
Yeah.
a branch, right? I can't. There's no one else on my team, and so I'm seeing emails come through my phone. I'm not allowed to have my laptop in there.
Yeah.
I'm seeing emails come through like, we need this. We're kind of, agitated emails, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. I want to do
Yeah.
that. This is
Yeah.
if we're gonna spend the company's time wisely, I shouldn't be here. So I just didn't go the next day. I didn't go Thursday.
I love it.
I was like,
That's for what it's worth. Welcome to sales, because if you're not walking out of meetings or blowing them off, internal meetings, you're not doing your job.
Yeah.
Good job.
And no one had an issue with it. And
Nor should they.
I'm at the point in my career where I'm making the right decisions. I'm trusting myself. If it's more important to anyone else that I attend to and play a Jeopardy game on bank trivia, like, instead of responding to customer emails, like days matter, right? You can't.
One of my buddies, Todd Lemon,
another day.
He used to, at the beginning of internal meetings, he would like let them start, and then he would be, I'm sorry, what's the purpose of this meeting? And they would say it, and he'd be like, okay, thanks. And he would just get up and walk out. He did it all the time. It was great because the answer was always stupid. The answer was always something that was so clear that a salesperson didn't need to be there. Right. And he's like, all right, I'm going to go make some calls. Thanks. Love that.
And that works as long as you're doing well.
That's exactly right.
When you're not doing well, you don't really get the Jordan rules.
Now you got to sit there
everywhere. But right now, it's they need to grow my part of the bank specifically. I mean, it's at the orientation, they were going over the commercial bank part of it, and specialty finance was literally my resume. It was all the things they're like, yeah, and then so we got the commercial real estate, we've got credit card and specialty finance, and that can be anything from healthcare to premium finance to lender finance. And I'm like, oh, that's literally everything I've done. That's me. That's that
cool.
guy.
So like the companies where they want to expand are your specialties, is what you're saying. That's really good. I mean, that's why you're the belle of the ball, right? And because you're you.
Right. And,
that's awesome.
And so I've got something cooking. It's a no-brainer. Like the credit is solid. And so I just hope we can get it done before the end of the year. My goals don't start until January 1st. And I told my boss wants to close it. And I said, I'll close it, but it's going to roll into my production. Otherwise I won't.
Find a reason for that to close in January.
Listen, if I'm going to get it in writing from him, I'm going to have him send me an email and say, this is a brand new relationship. I don't care about the stuff that like expands that I've inherited.
Would you make a big commission in January?
I will only get paid once a year. And so January 1 to December 31st matters to me.
Right. I'd wait because they're going to forget about that come next December.
No, they won't. I'm going to make sure that they don't. Otherwise, again, the bell of the ball.
You know what a really easy way to not worry about it is?
Close in January.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Look, this is
like, then you've got to monitor it the whole year. I mean, you know what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing.
And if it's the right thing to do for the company, you're new, it will get you some goodwill, and it will test the relationship with you and your manager. Like, are they really capable of, you know what I mean?
And by the way, my manager sits on the board. So this isn't just like a up the line manager.
Yeah, right.
It's not some slapdick. That's why it's going well. And so I'm working through some admin stuff, but yeah, it's kind of nice just to be able to like be left alone and do.
So is there anyone else in the bank who does what you do?
No, not a single person.
Is there potential for there to be more of you?
Oh, there better be. I mean, I don't know how at this point, I don't know how I would take vacation.
Right. Okay. So there's so much demand that you're not even able to field it all yourself.
it's not even it's well that I don't have the capacity to onboard every opportunity that's come across my desk at this point.
Gotcha.
And so there's
Good problem
that,
to
but
have,
there's
Richard.
also like the management of the loans that already exist is a bigger part of my job. And if you the more you book, it's like, well, and I think the plan is for them to hire other people, but I'm fine doing it myself for right now. I want to make sure that I know what I'm
Yeah,
doing before I have to teach someone else.
if you had to offload one of those two things, the management of the existing loans or the pursuit of new business, which would you keep for yourself and which would you give
I want
away?
to see how much I get paid in 2025 first before I answer
Yeah.
that question.
Yeah. Good
Because I
call.
think 2025 might be a crazy year.
Yeah.
Like
Dude, there is no better feeling than having a big fat pipeline going into a new year. It is the best feeling in the world. It is my sole focus right now because I just left for 2.5 months and everyone fucked up my shit while I was gone. And now I've got to like rebuild it back up, which is the worst, most stressful part. But future Rich is going to love current Rich. That's awesome, man.
it's crazy that, and this isn't sale. Like they sent out
Sounds a lot like sales.
like, oh well, I'm not. I don't want to be I'm not a salesman. I'm not. I don't want
Dude, I
they
think you'd
sent
be
out
so
yesterday
good at
an
it.
email about like, oh, the president's club, here are the
Oh,
metrics and
that's like all I'm trying to accomplish this year. I'm currently in third
platinum.
place. I need to get
And
to
you get
second.
you get customized business cards with the president's club. And I'm like, I don't
They
want
don't
that.
take you
Like, I don't
on a trip?
that yeah, there's a 2-day trip, which is fine. I'll go on that.
Fuck yeah, man.
I don't
Those
want
are
a LinkedIn
incredible.
post saying that, oh, he's part of the platinum. Like, no, I'm not a
No,
fucking
you don't put
salesman
that
like
on
that, man. That's
LinkedIn. But
yeah.
dude, the
Don't give me
President's
that.
Club trips I've heard of are legendary. Like they take you to
The one
some Four Seasons resort, and then every night when
not
you come
that
to your room, there's like a new iPad waiting for you, and like
uh,
they hook
maybe
you up, man.
that
Those
was not it
you
was like
want to
a
go to President's Club. They're awesome. Yeah.
2-night trip in South Carolina. It's
Oh, okay. South
yeah,
Carolina.
I'm not it didn't get me super stoked. It didn't make
Yeah.
let's put it this way. And even the goals that I have, they're not going to make me work harder. It's just not. Like, I'm not wired like that. I'm not a sales guy. I'm a credit guy. And I want to help and I want to build things, but I'm not going to like stress myself out and cold call people to make a goal. I'm just not ever going to do that. But my
It's fun.
value is not just doing that. It's like doing all these other things. They want me to help write credit policy for the bank. So it's like there's all these other ancillary sort of
Yeah.
items that are going to roll up into this comp number. And
So
but I will get that December production rolled into 2025, or I will fucking walk. I will
yeah.
I will start looking for another job and I will shut it down, man. I will
I would
shut it
imagine
down
that
hard.
the bank really wants it this year. Am I correct?
Yes,
Yeah. So then leverage that. You know what you're doing.
that's right. Yeah.
When Shira was at FedEx, she made a President's Club, and they took him to the Four Seasons in Maui for a week. And one night, they built a pop-up Tiffany the jewelry company, a pop-up Tiffany store on the beach, and let them all go in and pick out whatever they wanted. President's Clubs
Jesus.
are nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ours. Ours was a 2-day, 3-day, 2-night stay at the Isle of Palms in South Carolina.
Sounds nice.
And you had to pay to get you got like a $500 travel voucher,
Oh,
which
come
is
on.
that's not enough for 2 flights. You and your spouse.
It looks
If
pretty.
that's yeah, I'm sure it's nice, right? It's on the ocean. It's got golf
Yeah,
courses. I'm sure to have a great
gorgeous.
time. I'll go to
Got a
that.
nice
But
pier.
that's not something that I'm like, oh my God, I am going to really push to close this by whatever the
Yeah.
deadline is.
I'm at 124% of my number for this year, but
Hey.
there are a couple of guys who had really big deals. So they've closed fewer deals, but one of them for each of them were much bigger. So I basically need to get one more deal in before the end of the year, but I don't have anything in the pipeline right now. And our average sales cycle is like 8 to 10 months. So I got 2 months to find someone and get them in. We'll see.
You should yeah, let's next year. This year it's too late. but we'll talk. Maybe I'll make an intro to you for someone here if you want to do 400 person company.
Do you know anybody at Truist from your?
Probably still I don't know if he still works there or not. The guy I worked for, but he was a lifer. I don't think he was ever going to leave. But
What
it's
role was
not
he in?
he's a relationship manager.
Yeah.
Not someone that would have access to decision makers for what you're
Yeah.
looking for. Unfortunately.
My guy got let go.
Oh, he was part of the cuts that they now have to start making.
Yeah.
They cut half the workforce over there.
So we went on site. Well, I wasn't there because I was on leave. And they let him go the day before our on-site presentation. I called him yesterday and I was like, "Hey, I'm back from pat leave." And he was like, "I'm not with Truist anymore." And I was like, "I know, I just came back and you're gone." Dude was having a tough time, man. It was,
I bet.
Yeah. My heart went out to him. He's such a good guy too. Such a good guy. And like now I'm kind of up the river without a paddle. So I'm trying to talk my company into entering into a partnership with Truist so we have partnerships with Citizens and Citi on the payment side, because we have an expense platform. So that way it used to be that with Navan, you swipe your card and the expense report is automatically filed, but you have to use our corporate card to do it. Now you can do it with Citi's card or Citizens card. So I'm trying to get Truist into that because like we made it to the first cut. So there's us and like maybe 6 other companies still in it. But from everything I've observed since being back, I don't think we're in a very good standing. So now I'm trying to like light a spark any way possible.
Yeah. Why not? What do you
Why
have to
not?
lose at this point?
Well, mostly that I'm promising things that I have no idea if I can deliver on, but yeah. Other than that, nothing.
Sales guys, man. Fucking sales guys. All right, I gotta get to it. Gotta get to it. Get to the grindstone.
Go get them.
All right, let's. Are you? By the way, are you going to be in Pittsburgh at all this month or no?
I was just there for Thanksgiving.
That's what I figured. You're not going back for Christmas, obviously. Why?
No, we're going to Big Sky. My brother and sister-in-law just bought a house out there, so we're going to Big Sky to go skiing for a week. Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
$2.5 million. Nice.
I bet.
Yeah. So that'll
be fun. Hopefully
they bought a house in Manhattan Beach in LA years ago for not a lot of money, and it's now worth quite a bit. And so they were trying to figure out if they wanted to move or upgrade their house, and they ended up deciding on doing this.
So they still have the house in LA?
No. They took that profit and put it into Big Sky. Yeah.
So where do they live there full time?
I don't know if that's going to be their plan. They still have a place in Manhattan Beach, but not that original house. I don't know if they're going to, I don't know, but I can't wait to see this place and it should be fun. So yeah, I'm going to be out there from the 25th to the 2nd.
Awesome.
Skiing up the slopes. Is that what they say?
Yeah. Skiing them up.
Ski up the slopes.
Ski up all that snow. Gonna slide on some snow. All right. We'll chat soon.
All right, brother.
Later.